Hello, you beautiful people, you, and welcome back to Twisted Veil, a Through the Breach Malifaux campaign presented by Ink and Lyre. Before we dive back into the Badlands and the desert tundra that we've sort of stumbled into, we have a few announcements, as always. Deanna, take us away.
Ooh, yeah. All right, well, first off, we have our announcements that you will be familiar with if you watch any of the shows on the Ink and Lyre oeuvre in our home here. We have to give shout outs to our lovely, beautiful, spectacular partners. Uh, First, as always, is Nine Realms Gaming. They create top notch gaming accessories from the finest woods these realms have to offer. So that's things like dice vaults, dice towers, dice trays, hero vaults, all gorgeous, all lovely. They never use any dyes or stains. They use oil-based finishes to bring out the natural wood color. Again, they are super into their high-quality woods. You can visit their website now, Nine Realms Gaming, and use our exclusive partner code LIAR10 to get 10% off at ninerealmsgaming.com. I recommend you go take a gander. The second partner I want to shout out, and you'll recognize this name too, is WANDERLILY Dice. WANDERLILY Dice is a small handmade dice making company in Huntsville, Alabama. They make sharp edged dice, dice jewelry, and other adventurer items. Just that term always makes me so excited. That means things like hand-stamped leather journals and handmade resin pens. You can find them at wanderlilydice.com, and if you use the code InkandLiar10, you get 10% off your order at wanderlilydice.com. Alright, some exciting channel-wide news. I think you've heard us the last couple of weeks going, hey, if you give us a follow, we've got something exciting coming. Well, we finally hit our follower goal of 500. We hit it in our last episode of Twisted Veil, so thank you to everyone who joined us that time. That wasn't last week, but the week before, so thank you for sticking with us through that. We're super excited, and that means we're ready for all of our followers, subscribers, people joining us today. We're ready for you guys to vote on the theme of our next charity live stream one shot. You can vote for your favorite. The vote is going to be up on the chat. We're going to be adding up the results and announcing the winner next Monday. So that will be around Fate's End time, which is our D&D 5e campaign. Lauren is going to start up a poll in just a moment. Yerp, in the chat. So the options that I believe that you are voting on today are Neverland, as in Peter Pan, Labyrinth, as in David Bowie, My Little Pony, as in Jake and Zack are extremely excited about this option, and Regency, as in like Bridgerton or Jane Austen. This is the last show that you will get to vote during. Like, this is your last opportunity to vote. So make it count. We're excited to hear what you are all most interested in, and we are super excited to get to do our next charity one-shot event. All right. So other shout outs are for the audio. You're not hearing anything right now, but over the course of the evening, you'll be hearing ambient sounds and music. And I, of course, want to shout out those people so that you can go take a gander and listen in on all their beautiful work. So the majority of the ambient sounds, like the sound effects, creaking stairs, wind, anything like that. 99.9% of that is from Sirenscape, which is also the host we use, our online player that we use for the stream of all of these sounds. We also use quite a lot of their music. But a lot of our music is from music that we especially commissioned from an artist. Brent commissioned an artist, Ounce's Music. And if you like his stuff and you want to hear the rest of what he's got going on musically, you can check him out on Bandcamp, Twitter, Instagram, or SoundCloud at Ounces Music, OUNCESMUSIC. Yeah, I did spelling bees in elementary school. I got this. Yeah, but go check him out. He's got some really great stuff. All right. And the last thing that I need to warn you all about, as you know, this particular show on Ink and Lyre is intended for mature audiences, and viewer discretion is advised. It engages with some triggering themes, and we know, especially in these unprecedented times, we all need to be extra careful with our mental health. So if anything I mention here sounds like I don't think I'm in the headspace to deal with this, or oh, this isn't a topic that I want to engage with right this second, we totally understand. Your mental health is the most important thing. We love you, and we will see you very soon. Let's see. So, the things that I want to warn for specifically today are violence, gore, drug use, various adult themes like cursing, that sort of thing, adult language, sickness, horror, and various phobias. I don't know. I think that's everything that we're dealing with today. Brett, if you think of anything else, go ahead and jump in here. But I think that's all we're dealing with. Uh, yeah. So again, we love you. Throwing it back to Brett.
All right. Well, for this session, let's all saddle up, grab our lassos and our hats, and head on in to tonight's session of Twisted Veil. All right, let's do our recap because I am excited to dive right into it. So, previously on Twisted Veil, our party made their connection with a rather shady, unknown benefactor, which they have dubbed the Wolf, who informed them that the guild was moving troops into the Badlands to the town of Innocence. While their contact didn't know exactly what the guild was doing, he knew it had to be big. With the promise of a powerful reward, they agreed to head into the desert to investigate. However, the party turned south as Captain Asher called in some reinforcements to shut down the illegal masquerade. With a bit of stealth, the group managed to sneak away. After a brief stop to pick up some supplies, they grabbed Kit and Toby's new creepy radio, then headed out to the Badlands. On their way, they soon discovered that they were not traveling alone through the harsh desert, but in fact, Captain Asher had started to make his way with his own caravan. That night, Nemo snuck over and discovered that Asher had brought more than just troops, that he had also brought a death marshal. So, our story continues with it sort of being the next morning. You guys had a nice conversation about, hey, next time we have camp, let's sneak in and let's hijack some stuff. Let's mess with them. You didn't really make any discernible actions or plans on what exactly you were going to do, but that currently is the plan. I will state that you will have to. It's going to be difficult to get around them in this situation because the Badlands they're flat. They're just miles and miles of cracked earth and blackened trees. Occasionally you might get a boulder or like a rock structure here or there, but for the most part, there's not a lot to hide behind. Oh, hold on. Lauren's messaging me. Oh, wait, sorry. I just wanted to make sure everything was going okay. Yeah, but it's the next morning and the floor is yours.
It's the next morning? Okay. All right. So what's the plan here? The plan was to sneak up on this camp and wreck their shit a little bit, right?
But Ellie was talking about doing it like next time we set off camp, I think.
I mean, and this is as flat as it gets for miles and miles. We're gonna have to do it like we're gonna have to sneak up on them. This is gonna be rough.
Well,
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I would weigh in on about this. First off, no more fires. We're eating everything cold. We're not leaving a smoke trail. Second, I think we discussed the possibility of traveling mostly during dusk and dawn.
Yeah.
If the caravan travels anytime outside of that range, we're going to have to be careful. We could try to go around them. It would be quite difficult, and it would just be very out of the way. So if we wanted to go and raid them, I was thinking we would do it tomorrow night. I would watch over you all with my rifle, and you all will go in, disable their carts, their wagons, and if they give chase, I would attempt to distract them, as it's much harder to go find one person out in the Badlands comparatively to everybody else.
I was thinking maybe we could let out their horses, because they're not going to get very far just pushing the wagons themselves, right?
Yep.
And then they might just, go after their horses instead of going after us.
I mean, we should cripple their wheels. If it'll take them, at least a day to fix it. So by the time they're moving again, we'll already be there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
The concern I have, you mentioned there was a death warden? Death marshal?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are no joke.
I don't know what they are, but
they walk around with coffins to shove people or whatever else in. They're really into it. I've met one.
All right.
Do
you know anything about them traveling quickly or not?
They walk very slowly with purpose, staring at you the whole time. No, I don't think they move quickly. No.
I mean, their purpose is hunting zombies. They don't move too fast.
Yeah, I guess my point being that based upon the size of their group, it would also be pretty easy for them to just send a small group out to go find people or hunt somebody down while the main group continues moving or preparing. And so we should be prepared for that.
That's why I think we should let loose their horses, because that's their fastest mode of transport, right?
I'm on board with that.
Yeah. So if Tobias, if you and I are going to be going tomorrow night, then I have a rapport with Clementine that I think I can establish with the other horses as well. So maybe I'll do the horse part if you want to do the wheelie bit, or the other way around.
I can take apart some wheels. Can't be that hard.
Right.
What should Kit do during this?
Little Kit he looks up at you, and his little singular eye lights up with excitement, and he squeaks and beeps a few times and does a little excited waddle.
I have an idea. If you all leave Kit with me.
All right, I'll take the radio. Nemo gets the horses. You watch over us with Kit.
Yeah, I don't know if you've tried to sneak with your radio before, but it's extreme. It has a lot to say, generally, all of the time, in the form of song.
I'm gonna look over it, and I'm gonna say, it's gonna keep its mouth shut, isn't it, little guy? Let the bodies hit the floor! Let the bodies hit the floor! No. Hey, yeah. But we gotta do it quietly, so we can turn the volume down a little bit. I'm gonna mess with the knob a little bit. We're gonna turn that volume right down.
just static until that static almost is like a shh.
Exactly.
One more thing. If you get an opportunity, I would say if you find any of their supplies, burn it, destroy it, whatever you can do to kind of harm it. We have enough to make our way to innocence. So by harming their supplies, that we make it harder for them to get there, and they'd actually have to go hunt something.
He gave us We have like matches or something, right, to start a fire.
You guys have like lanterns and stuff. I think back when we were inside the creepy dollhouse, I said one of you has a lighter. So
Okay.
yeah, like at this point, especially because you were getting the supplies to survive on this journey, they would have gave you matches.
Okay. I'm thinking we can make like a is like a book of matches.
It's like a little box.
Okay. That's not what I want. All right. But okay.
I don't know if they have books of matches in 1902, so it's a box.
Okay. All right.
There's a bunch in there.
Otherwise, I'm gonna hunker down for the day and wait. We'll be traveling and catching up to them.
I thought we were doing dawn and dusk. It's about dawn now, and we're not moving at all.
Now let's wait for them to move. We don't want them to see us.
And then just like follow from a distance. Okay, yeah. It's really hot though. That's all.
Ellie, she just lays down, takes her hat, kind of puts it over her face, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a hot one. Trying to kind of gets underneath a horse for a little bit for shade. Just whatever I can do to get some shade.
Sounds like it's gonna be a bad idea, but okay.
Well, you got a long day's travel ahead of you before night comes. We will talk about the dangers and everything of this when we get to the night. But in the meantime, you guys saddle up, break down your camp, throw it on your horse.
We're gonna wait until they leave, and we're following behind them. So we're taking
Okay.
summer morning. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in like a rare, nice spot where there's like a couple boulders that you put your campfire behind, and you just kind of sit in the distance, and like it's hard. Like they're so far away that they're just like little specks. At night it was easy to see them because there was a campfire, but now it's a little more different, especially with the sun coming over, shining in your face. Like you have to squint, and you can occasionally see them through just the waves of heat. But a bit goes by, and eventually those small specks on the horizon vanish, and you feel that they have moved.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's good, right? If they're tiny specks to us, we're tiny specks to them, and they're not gonna pay attention to a speck. Right.
And we're even tiny because we don't got any wagons or anything.
I hoink up onto Clementine, and I start trotting away. I feel a distinct need to remind the DM that I got a red joker to make this horse love me. So, please recall.
It nips at you affectionately when you approach.
Yes!
Tries to eat your hair a little bit and gives you a few licks.
Nemo loves this animal in a way that she usually does not allow herself to love anything. This is not an invitation to kill the horse, by the way.
Seeing the affection that the horse is receiving in return, Kit comes up and begins to like paw at your leg.
I pat Kit. Yeah, that's fine.
Kit feels nothing because it is a robot, but likes it nonetheless. All right, you guys saddle up, wait for him to get a nice head start, and continue to make your way farther into the Badlands. As always, it's hot. You're pouring sweat. You're chugging water. You got more than enough to get through, but you're drinking a ton of water. Just like keep going on, sweating it out and drinking it, sweating it out and drinking it. The sun's beating down on you. Some of you are starting to understand how important it is to cover yourself up because you're beginning to notice sunburns on your wrist or the back of your neck.
God.
How you hanging in there, Toby?
Tobias is going to take off his waistcoat and like put it over his head.
Like a makeshift poor man's hood?
Yeah, like it's too hot to put on a blanket, but it's like this will unbutton that and just like put it over. And he's gonna look at everyone else. What? I don't want sunburn.
Do you- As you look at Ellie, you see a thing fly at you, and then just a wet rag smacks into you.
Ugh.
He's like, put it around your neck.
That
You
keep that beautiful porcelain complexion.
I hope this is wet with water, right? Not like sweat or anything.
Ellie says nothing.
It'll dry off eventually. We're all dirty. We're all smelly. We'll get a shower when we get back.
As determined in the last session, Nemo cannot sweat. And as determined by my Google search, she is also incapable of getting a sunburn. But she does feel very hot.
The corpses get sunburns?
Like, it's specific. Google says living tissue specifically, so.
Hey, that's what Google says. You
just
gotta
get
trust Google.
wrinkly.
Yeah, I
You
just start pruning up a little bit. Drying out
gross.
like a fig.
I would like to
You don't
make a
got-
notice check. One of my goals with this notice check is mostly to never having had to trail somebody via horseback before. Try to notice the first time that I see the pinpricks again, since we're going in the same path, to determine whether or not we are going faster, slower, or on pace with the other team.
When you say pinpricks, do you mean like tracks? Like
No,
wheel
I'm
marks and-
trying to watch them on the horizon. So the caravan
Okay.
ahead of us, I'm trying to look for them.
Give me a target number 11. We'll say notice. It'll be less if you got wilderness.
I
No.
have wilderness, so can I assist on this by looking specifically for their tracks while she is looking for them on the horizon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you advantage on your notice.
Woo! All right, 11 it is.
It's hard to see them because it's so blaring bright out here. Like I said, everything is in like this weird blazing orange tint, and like the sky isn't blue, it's orange, and the ground is orange. So everything kind of like melds in this shifting of color. But like as you're kind of squinting and putting your hand over your eyes, you think you can see them out in the distance, and you think you're keeping a good pace. You think you're far enough that like unless they knew about you or they're really perceptive, they're not going to notice you. But the danger always is if you can see them, they can't see you. That's just life.
The second I see them, I'm going to turn to the other two. We should probably stop for a minute. We should probably wait. Let them get out of eyesight again, then keep up with them.
All right.
Right.
Sounds like a plan.
You guys, take a nice like 15 or 30 and begin to wait. As you are waiting,
I put a wet rag on Clementine and a wet rag on Kit. I don't know if that will help, but if he's...
Kit sort of like squats down and goes, "Oh." And like when you do, because he's metal, like the rag just starts to sizzle. like putting water in a hot pan.
He's just a baby.
He's having a real hard time.
Hey, Kit, think if I cracked an egg on you, you'd cook it?
It, and like puts its two knives almost into like a thumbs up position.
All right. Could probably shed some of the pans if we ever wanted to cook on Kit.
It shrugs.
And I want to fix it later. That'd be a bad idea. And guess who's gonna do the fixing? Me.
And the cleaning.
And now we're not happening. Not happening.
As you guys are waiting, you can see to the east of you, the sky has shifted. You've been out here for a bit, and this is the first time that it's not that blazing orange, but it's a murky, cloudy brown.
This looks good to me. I think this is good. Right?
This looks bad to me, and I think this is bad.
Yeah. Well, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, sorry. It's really hot out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but what is it exactly?
Anybody?
We don't get those in the city.
Wait, it's a brown cloud? What you said?
The horizon, it's not a cloud. The entire horizon is now like a murky brown.
It's like, how long have we been traveling? What time is it?
I mean, you guys have been traveling for a few days. It's about midday.
Midday, and the horizon's brown. Oh, I don't like that at all. Okay. Yeah, that looks like bad news. Maybe we're close. Maybe we're close to where we're going.
There's a wind that begins to kind of pick up, and you can see like the sand is now rapidly moving around the ankles of your horses and kind of occasionally whipping up a little bit.
I'd like to make an intelligence check to determine what this thing is.
Wilderness will also serve you. If not, it'll be a target number 12 for 11. For intelligence.
I'll do a
wilderness
wilderness check, but I feel weird because Nemo has never left the city in her life. Is there any way this would ever have happened to the city?
Justify to me what maybe you read it in a book, maybe you heard a story.
Yeah, it would have to be in a book, right?
Yeah, or you like heard a story or something. So for you, it's a target number 8.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 15 of rams.
Oh, jeez. Ellie, what'd you get?
Yeah, I'm kind of doing more of the just like, this seems like I'm gonna guess what this is. Like, it's sort of one of those where, like, as the wind starts blowing and you see the brown, you're kind of like, okay, there's logically something is coming, and I'm gonna guess what it might be. So I got a 10.
What do you guess?
I mean, is there dirt in the air?
It's starting to pick up.
I'm gonna guess that there's a bunch of dirt coming in my direction.
Yeah, you guessed that, and Nemo, you know, back in your days in the orphanage, occasionally you got those, nickel dime, old Western novels. The orphanage, the wherever it was.
Whatever you want to call it.
We're calling it an orphanage for now. That's not very accurate, but I'm calling it an orphanage. Sometimes kids would like trade books, and some old Western books. This is a sandstorm. It's coming fast, real fast at you. You have maybe a minute to try to prepare, and then you are just going to be consumed by sand.
Right.
So, with that said, before you give your explanation, guess what? Ongoing challenge, guys.
Okay, cool.
You still doing those? Wow.
Yeah, we're still doing them. You have a couple minutes to kind of decide how you're going to handle this. I'll tell you right now, there's no way you're going to outrun this thing. This thing is moving like a tidal wave, just ripping towards you, getting bigger. It doesn't even look like sand at this point. It looks like a wall that's just expanding because it's moving so fast.
Can I use stealth to hide from the sandstorm?
Your possible skills are wilderness, athletics, evade, and engineering. Unless you can justify something else.
What direction is it coming? Is it coming like from behind us, or is it coming like towards us?
From the side.
From the side, okay.
Yeah. So like those guys, they're so far ahead of you, they're fine. But you're far enough back that it's coming like to the left of you, just rushing like a hurricane about to consume you.
Okay. I guess let me try that wilderness. So let me know what the best solution to do in this situation is.
Okay. So you guys need 5 successes or 2 failures.
Can you define what a failure is? Not just not succeeding, right? It's a specific thing.
It's failing by 5.
Okay.
The target number is 10. However, you each only have that's right. You each only have 3 chances. So this is timed in this situation. So you each get 3 chances, 3 checks, and then if you don't make that success, but you don't make that failure, there'll still be something bad. It won't be as bad as if you just made the failure, but it means like you didn't make it. So we're gonna do the first round. What are you guys doing as this is about to hit you? Next round, it's gonna hit you, and then we're gonna keep making checks during that. We'll start off with you, Nemo.
I think that Tobias had something he was doing first.
We'll start out with Toby then. Hear me, Toby. You're the smart boy.
I'm going to use my wilderness skills to kind of see what the best solution would be, and I got a 14 on my wilderness.
With a 14, that's one success. You find just a bit of the ways off to the right, there's, it looks like a small rock, but as the horses are getting wild now, like, they're getting that animal instinct where they're starting to realize something's bad is about to happen. They're starting to, like, rear up a little bit, be a little bit stubborn, getting that oh fuck mentality going on. You see a very shallow rock, but like as they're kind of moving around, you're looking around, you notice that it's dug out a little bit, and there's enough space in there that like you could probably crawl into there, or like one person. It's just this shallow rock, but like a little indent in there where like someone might be able to squeeze in.
It's not enough for everyone. Okay.
As the wind is picking up, I would like to make a leadership check to shout at the other two. As I'm putting around that damp rag I was wearing around my neck, that I threw to Toby, I begin to just put up as a face mask, and then I take my my waistcoat and I take off sort of the vest and begin to wrap it around the horse's face. It's also damp with sweat, sorry horse, but basically tying it around the horse, and I would like to make a leadership check to just basically shout to the other two, cover your faces, cover your horses.
It's a little unorthodox, so we'll say I'm going to bump it up to a 12. I'll let you do it, but I'm going to bump it up to 12. Because I'd say trying to get a horse to let you wrap its face up in a wet cloth would probably be animal handling or something like that. But
this is more of a leadership check to the other two to be heard.
Yeah,
is what
I'll
I'm
let you do it.
for.
We're just going to bump it up a little bit. So it's a 12.
Yep, okay, I got an 8.
All right, with an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not enough to get a failure, but it's not enough for a success. So like you're like trying to like everyone get down, but like it's the horse thing I think that's throwing you off, where you're trying to wrap it around, and this horse, you don't have a bond with it like Nemo does, and it's like, what the hell? Don't put that on my face, right? It's like shaking it off, and it's getting like more agitated and upset as the sand's rushing towards you. Nemo, what are you doing?
So I do have an argument for stealth, but I'll use evasion. But I do want to double check something. How many successes did we need overall?
5.
5? Oh,
Yeah.
so we get 6. No, we get 9 checks total. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is a rough one.
Is there a way that I can use my evasion check, which is like mostly trying to position myself in such a way, like crouched low to the ground, that I won't be toppled over, cover my face? Is there a way for me to use this check to also protect my horse? And also, I'm gonna step on Kit and just try to push him into the dirt, just so he's securely tucked into the dirt. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
Or is it a separate check to try to save my horse?
so I'm going to say your evade check, if you guys make it, you have positive things. There is no danger of your horse being obliterated if you're going to try to take care of it.
Okay.
So we'll do the normal evade check. We'll supplement the horse into it a little bit.
I got a 19 of tomes on my evasion check because
Beautiful.
I got a 13
Beautiful.
plus 6.
All right, so you spend your first round as it's just rushing towards you. At this point, the wind is starting to sound like a hurricane. It's no longer a wall. It's just this roar of wind moving through. You quickly, the horse is getting startled, but you slip off it, grab it by the reins, give it a little bit of loving pat. It kind of looks you in the eyes, and it just listens to you. And you kind of bring it over close to that that small rock that Toby was by, and it puts its head down, and you successfully manage to like protect its face and wrap it up a little bit, and it doesn't struggle. Meanwhile, Kit, with your command, begins to basically dig itself a hole.
Good.
Like a mole. It's just like just trying to like dig under. That is your guys' first round. You have, I believe that's 2 successes.
Yep.
No failures. So, all right. It's on you at this point. You guys, you did your first check, and now you are just blinded. There is wind everywhere. The sand is scraping across your face with such ferocity. It almost feels like you're taking a jagged rock and just scraping it across your skin. You can feel like little cuts starting to happen. Anytime you breathe, it immediately just goes right into your lungs. You're starting to get fits of coughing. Who wants to go first?
May I? I want to kind of put the horses. Okay, so the radio is heavy. It's not going to blow away. I want to like kind of attach the reins of the horses to the radio.
The radio is heavy and will not blow away, but those horses can throw that radio around like it's nothing.
Okay.
Them horses, man. This is like a, nice size radio, but them horses, them pull carts.
Okay. All right.
While you're thinking,
Yeah.
Tobias, where am I in relation to the other two? So I didn't really move towards the rock. It sounds like Nemo went to the rock and Toby went to the rock. So I'm out there struggling with my horse, right? Suddenly the sand hits me. I'm becoming blinded. My horse is becoming blinded. Where am I in relation to them? Can I see
You're
them
about
anymore?
like 20 feet away from them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see them. You can't see in front of you. Like it's so blinding and so bad that it's like there they were, gone. It's just static.
Yeah.
Sand all in front of you at this point.
Is it like a blinding in terms of getting, there's so much sand in the air, or is it getting in my eyes? Because if it's getting in my eyes, one of the things I want to do is sort of remembering that this, and you don't really forget this, but just thinking of Doc, I'm only using my mechanical eye to look around.
It's a mixture of both. I'll definitely let you keep that mechanical eye open, but like you can feel it, like the second you open it, it's like coming into your tear ducts, and it's just like when you blink you can feel the grating along the mechanical eye, and it's like, ugh, right, just eyes watering.
Yeah.
You're trying to protect it. It's rough.
All right. I'm going to shout, Nemo! Toby! Come here, you stupid horse. Nemo! Toby!
What do you want to do for your check?
I don't think I can do one yet. I think that I have now become stranded in a problematic situation, and I think I'm wise enough as Ellie to not go in a direction yet.
I like that.
I have my horse under. Or Tobias, did you want to go first? Do you have a plan?
Everything I can do. I'm going to turn the volume all the way up on the radio so that Ellie knows where to go.
Nice. Okay. I love that. That's that's very good. Oh God, what check? All right. How about we do this?
I got artifacting, so I can feel around for the buttons and kind of like feel around for the dials, and I guess I could do engineering too, but I don't have the skill.
I mean, is it a check? It's your kind of your familiar, right? Like,
Yeah,
you could just be
it's
like,
my totem.
radio, turn on,
I'll say, okay, with this won't take your action, Toby, but this is beautiful. This opens up a chance for Ellie to do something. And you can do a notice to kind of like get a little bit out of the sandstorm. When he turns up the radio, it's just like straight up unintelligible, undiscernible, heavy screamo metal. Just like rah, rah, rah. It's like just it sounds like Satan has suddenly arrived. It's like, I don't know what that sound is, but it's loud.
Okay.
And so I have to make a notice check. So as I'm just like turning around, sounds of
Target number
sand
10.
all around, my little robot eye clicking. I'm holding onto the reins of my horse. I'm tugging it and just trying to force that horse to come with me. And I'm going to see if I can find out where they are. What's the TN?
10.
Well, 7.
How do you
It's
get
not-
seven?
It's not a failure, but like you're hearing this like loud booming music, but it just keeps getting drowned out by the sand, and like occasionally it just gets muffled, and you're like, where'd it go? And then you just pull out globs of sand from your ear.
I'm gonna start walking in a direction.
You grab the horse, you know, occasionally using your eye, just trying to cover it, keep the sand out, and begin to move towards where you think the music was.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're 2 successes, 0 failures. That's Ellie's turn. Toby or Nemo, what do you want to do?
I was gonna, if my horse is good now, right? And Kit, I feel like I have Kit and the horse in a position where they are safe, right?
You do, but there is no sign of Ellie.
Yeah.
And the sand is just piling up.
I'm gonna run out there and try to grab at where I think she is. Can I do a speed-based check, like an evasion or a stealth check, to just... It's more of a running and grabbing and avoiding getting hit by anything kind of maneuver.
I'll say if you do a wilderness check, it'll be at target number 10.
Okay. What if I do an evasion check?
You can do evade again.
Wait, and what's the target for that?
It's still 10. It's on my list.
Cool. I got a 17 of masks. I got an 11 plus a 6.
Whew.
And I'm just going to, like, kind of plant my feet firmly into the ground so that I'm not thrown back, because I'm very small. I'm like 85 pounds or some ridiculous thing. Like, I'm going to get flung somewhere. I'm digging my feet into the dirt, and I just barely, like, almost like claw at Ellie's hand, like there's a scratch on my fingernails before I, like, grasp it firmly. I was like, Ellie!
Nemo!
You dig your feet in, and as you do, as you're making your way towards Ellie, the sand is blasting you in the face, and you can't see anything, so you have to keep turning your face away. And then you just look at it, and there's this cold sensation that goes through you, where you are reminded that you are dead. You are not alive. And when the sand begins to irritate your eyes, it is all in your mind, and you allow it to just take over the eyes, and you take your dirty nails and occasionally scrape it across your eye like it was a window.
Oh my god.
And keep moving forward. But your feeling of being alive begins to sort of drift from you. And you find Ellie.
Yeah, I'm going to try to, with that movement, try to drag Ellie towards me and try to cover her face in some way, do something to help her. I don't think I can do that with the same action, but that's what I'm trying to do.
It's 3rd success. Toby, you're up.
I don't know much I can do because they're over there. Maybe I can I send the radio out to get them and kind of like bump into them and then have them follow back? Maybe I can, maybe let me notice where they're at and then point the radio off in that direction. If that'll
Do you
work.
have engineering?
I got artifacting, which is applied engineering.
I'll let you use that for the radio.
Okay.
Target number 10.
Last card in the deck too. And it's a 1, so I got a 2 for artifacting.
So that is your first failure. So you guys, I believe, are at 4 successes and 1 failure.
3 successes.
3 successes and 1 failure. Ooh. All right. 3 successes, 1 failure. So, like I said, you guys got 3 rounds. This is your last chance. If you have neither success or failure, there's something bad. If you have failure, there's something worse. And if you succeed, not so bad.
I'm gonna kill the horses!
The horses begin to choke on their bile.
No!
No.
Clementine, no.
I
All right,
think I...
you.
Oh, go
Or,
ahead.
sorry, Toby. You try to send the radio out. You're like, all right, you give it directions. It climbs off your shoulder.
Walk 50 paces that way. Come back, and if you don't see anything, come back.
It climbs off your shoulder, and like you can hear it like singing, you know, Mr. Sandman, bring me a like this like happy tune.
Oh my god.
And then it just gets muffled, and you're like, what happened? And you take 2 steps forward, and there's just like the top of it just sticking out of the just completely buried. It barely even made it before the sand just buried it. And it's just sort of stuck there.
All right, I'm gonna dig it out and kind of like tell it to come back with me.
It turns into a radio drum. It's like, I hate myself. All right, we're back into it. Who wants to go first?
I think I have this the strongest stat for this particular encounter, so I'd like to go first to try to avoid a failure. I would like to use evasion again, but what I'm gonna try to do is just essentially climb on Ellie. I just want to, I'm not being polite about this in any way, not helpful. I'm just trying to get up and drag her to the ground in such a way that I can shield her from the dirt. So it's like, clearly she's not doing it herself, so I'm going to get her on the ground so that I can cover her with my coat.
I mean,
I'm evading her.
Athletics would probably be what you want on this one.
Do I know that Nemo's doing this to me?
You can feel it happening, yeah.
we can change up the order. We can say like Nemo's trying to get you down, and then you can use something like strength base or athletics or evade instead.
No, I would like to see Nemo try to do this.
If it's an athletics check, I absolutely cannot do it. It's not an evasion check to try to get into an evasion position.
You can evade to keep yourself fine, but like to force someone down to the ground, that's what strength characters are for. That's what athletics is for.
Because we're holding, to paint the picture, Deanna.
No.
Nemo and Ellie, you're holding hands, and what's Nemo gonna do? Ellie is holding her horse by the reins, can't see shit. What's Nemo doing?
She would like to do something that she has a +6 to. So, there's no way that I can use evasion to protect Ellie, because I'm not concerned about myself at all. Like, I can't block or anything.
I mean, I can't think of any way. If you can think of a way, I'm open to it, but evasion's evasion.
Yeah.
You can slip out of Ellie's hand and disappear into the dark.
I don't want it. I'm
Yeah.
trying to help you. Can I use... Can I... Fucking Christ. Somebody else can go because my plans were dashed to the ground like a broken bottle of tears.
All right, Ellie or Toby, what do you want to do?
I will not do anything until Nemo does something.
Can
Toby.
I use martial arts that I am
No.
proficient in? God, grappling is part of martial arts.
Do you want to knock her out? I mean,
No! Never
Bring
mind.
it. Bring it.
You have to press the pressure points in the right way so she doesn't feel any pain anymore.
7 punch of death her? Yeah.
Let me. Can I try it again? Let me try wilderness again.
Sure.
There's got to be, it didn't work the first time, but second
While
time's a charm.
you're doing this, Nemo, Ellie and Nemo are standing together, and Ellie's just like, Nemo, what do I do? Nemo, I need help.
I do have a 13 of crows. It's got to be something.
13's a success. All right, this time you take the radio, it tunes back into another song, it lands in your hand, and you just fucking lob it. And it just flies through the air, and all of a sudden, Ellie, you're lost in the sandstorm, but you hear dun 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 dun, just like playing, and you're like, oh, it's that freaking radio, right? Just kind of leading you to the shelter. That is your guys' 4th success. So you're at 4 successes, 1 failure, 2 more chances.
Sound ringing. I'm just, Nemo!
Follow the sound of the radio. You have to come back this way. Can I use a wilderness check to try to get Ellie to walk in my footsteps? To give her foothold to walk in.
Yes.
Okay. It's not, I only have a +3.
Target number 10.
I got a 7.
All right. That is not a success, but it is not a failure because the target number is 10. So this is the final check that decides what happens.
Come on, Ellie.
You
gotta
have
succeed
4
on
successes, 1 failure. Ellie, I will allow you to use notice because you can hear the radio.
Okay, now's the time to be a badass, Ellie. Come on.
Can Ellie use math?
Everybody loves math. What's the TN?
Target number 10.
Okay. So Ellie walking forward, right? Nemo! Nemo, where are you? And just as you sort of like are walking with Ellie, you try your wilderness check, and I just lose your hand.
Ah!
Oh.
Right? And then using my metal gritty eye with a 10, I spot. I am looking for and listening for the radio, and just am like, this sucks.
But a 10 is a success, right?
Mm-hmm. Meets beats.
Hey!
Meets beats. Oh. All right. With that, you manage to sort of follow Nemo over to like the small area where the rock is. You guys all lay down flat, and eventually the sandstorm blows over. You are covered in like 2 or 3 inches of sand. When you push up, just pours off you. You're dirty, you're filthy. Most of you were covered in sweat, so now you just have like this thin layer of mud that's caked to your face and your clothes. The horses are constantly doing the as they're shuffling off the sand on them.
I want to try to scrape the dirt out of my eyes before the others can see. Just so, I look like I didn't allow several inches of dirt to cover my eyes.
Yeah, sure. You turn your back, no one's looking at you, and you take your fingernail and just right across the eye and flip it onto the ground.
And I dig up Kit and I check on my horse and all that as well, of course.
You guys dig up Kit. You notice that during the scuffle, one of the saddles came loose. And it was a saddle that primarily had a lot of water.
Okay. That's not good.
You mean came loose as in it's sitting loosely on the horse, or as in it flew away somewhere?
As in there's a horse without a saddle.
Cool.
So, is it possible that it like opened and went everywhere, or like how tight was it?
It's gonna be notice. Target number 10 notice to find out what the hell happened.
Let me notice some water sitting around somewhere. 6 target number 10 you said? Hey.
Yep.
Give me that 10.
You shuffle around, you're kicking through the dirt. Eventually your foot hits something hard and you find like the saddle with all the canteens and everything just buried in sand.
Thank God.
You shuffle off, pull it out, and miraculously there's no damage to the canteens or the water skins. Nothing came loose. If you had not done so well in this, things might have, but everything is golden. It's just, it was lost for a second. You get it, throw it back onto the horse, tie down the buckles to resaddle it up. You guys haven't lost any water. You're completely fine.
All right. Thank God. We're good. We're good, boys. We navigated that little adventure.
Thank you for bringing that radio.
See, and you guys didn't want me to bring it. And you guys were against it. It saved your life. Didn't you, little buddy? And he goes down and pets it.
You should probably dig it up.
Oh, yeah. And he's gonna fucking...
Hate me today! Hate me tomorrow!
Everyone's like, okay, right? Like, nobody's, I don't know, got in their lungs or whatever.
A little dusty, but I'll be okay.
Okay. Well, we've lost like
blood for
a
a
lot of
while.
time. Yeah, we've lost some time, and we're still really certain of the direction we're going, right?
Yeah, in general, how long did the storm last? Do we know?
Probably about like 2 minutes.
Oh.
So
Not
not
bad.
a lot of time.
Okay.
That wasn't.
Yeah, it was quick, but it was just like life or death quick.
Quick and dangerous.
And did we
Yep.
get messed up, or are we still totally certain? Like, yeah, we're going this way.
Oh no, you're fine. You guys, you made all your successes. You still have like a good bearing. Out here with like never any clouds, it's really easy to navigate because you're like, where's the sun? You remember where it rises, where it sets. you have a heading.
Note to self:
Easy.
next time we see a brown horizon, go find a bigger rock to hide behind.
I can just keep an eye out for rocks, just in general, just when we're traveling. Just point out there's a rock, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Very handy.
Thanks.
All right, let's oh, we done here? Let's get out of here. I don't like the memory of this sandstorm.
All right, and we start off again. As we're riding, I want to ride up next to Nemo for a second.
Yeah. What?
Thanks for coming out there for me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. Like, you're doing really shitty, so like I couldn't just like leave you there.
Yep. And then I just pull my horse back and I ride a little bit behind Nemo.
Nemo stares at her saddle for a while. That keeps going. There's a rock. There's another one.
He's gonna.
Anybody need any water?
Okay.
About an hour later, Ellie's gonna ride back up towards Nemo. Okay, seriously though, if I'm gonna give you a compliment and say thank you, you don't have to be snarky about it.
I wasn't. Yeah. Okay. Well, then you're welcome. I guess. I'm sorry I didn't like.
There it is. There it is. I mean, yes. Yes. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're welcome. I mean, obviously. Obviously, I was going to. Cool. Yeah. Good.
I really appreciated it.
I care about your well-being. Are we
Bye.
done?
You want some water?
I'm okay.
Tobias gonna be. Hey, you kids fighting back there?
No?
We're good. Everything's good and great, and we're all alive and breathing and drinking water and all that kind of thing. So,
That's what I like.
Is
Alive and breathing. I
Nemo-
like that.
Is Nemo drinking water?
no.
I want to now suddenly pay attention to that.
I mean, she did yesterday, but after it felt like we might lose some and not have enough, she's not drinking any today.
All right. Ellie is noting that.
So,
She's been eating the pizza and everything, right?
God. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
All right.
I would like to keep an eye out for the pinpricks of the caravan ahead of us.
You keep an eye out. You do not see them for the remainder of the day. You kind of have a sense of like a nice pace of how fast you're moving to keep behind them. And eventually the sun creeps over the horizon and this incredibly hot desert becomes very, very cold. And it's nighttime.
Do we see a campfire?
Far in the distance, so far that you can't actually see the light. You can just kind of see the aura over the horizons. It's like a pitch black sky where there's just a little bit of it on the horizon that's a little bit brighter, and you think that's where a campfire is.
Okay. Right, so what I'm thinking is that we want to get within a certain distance, probably within the distance of your gun, Ellie, and we just sit and wait and watch from there until they've all gone to bed, or at least until there's like one guard maybe. I don't know if they're keeping watch. And then Tobias and I will go in.
Sounds
like a
good
plan.
to me.
Right. There's a rock. I mean, that we can hide behind.
Let's
No, there's not.
God damn it! I thought I was getting away with it because I made it.
No. No, this is blistering flat Earth. Occasionally there might be a small boulder, but nothing to hide behind. If things go south and they bring out lanterns, it's a long run back to camp, and there's nothing to hide behind.
Are we? I don't think we're setting up a camp yet. I don't
Cool.
know where are we gonna put the horses.
Wherever you put the horses, what I want to paint for you guys is it's the occasional thin tree, maybe a little bit of brush. When it's nighttime, you're fine because it's nighttime. No one's paying attention to you. No one has lanterns. If things go south, if they have any reason to be riled up, it's a very long run back to camp and there's nowhere to hide. You'll just have to lay flat on the earth and pray to God they don't find you because there's nothing to hide behind. It's a flat desert.
I go back to the lessons of my youth. The number one thing is don't get caught. That you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it. Just don't get caught.
Yeah, we'll be fine. As long as everything goes to plan, we'll be gotta worry about it. And everything will go to plan, just like the robot fight. We'll be fine.
I'm gonna take a long look at Tobias. How does he move? Like, does he look like he knows how to be stealthy? Or does his
No.
swagger betray him?
He does not know how to be stealthy.
He's wearing big old shoes.
Yeah, not big, I don't know about big old shoes, but like
Clomp, clomp, clomp.
he's good, like in hunting, he's gonna imagine like Davy Crockett, like where he's like, yeah, he has his shotgun out, and he's gonna be like, and start like slowly walking up to it, you know. What, you guys coming?
Nemo takes a minute.
Yeah, so Ellie, as the plan is gonna be executed for this evening, what Ellie's gonna do is take her horse, and I'm gonna take Kit with me. I'm gonna go and ride sort of like, if this is the camp, I'm gonna ride to the outer side of the camp. I'm gonna be perpendicular comparatively to wherever Nemo and Tobias are to the camp.
Okay.
And then
Can you
Yeah.
are you gonna bring the other two horses with you too? Do we have a plan for Clementine and unnamed Tobias horse?
I think you just keep the horses together.
Yeah, my thinking, okay, to come back into character, right? I mean, my thinking is that if things go south, you two stay hidden, and I will be the one shooting a gun and attracting a lot of attention.
Okay.
So it'd be best if I kept one horse, my horse, and we just get out of there. And you two get out in a different way.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
Can I
You stay there.
find
We'll run that
like
way.
a tree or something that is like a good fucking distance from them? Like, we have a little bit of time here because it's like sunset when they set up camp. Like a good 20 minutes away from their camp to hitch the horses up to, so that when Tobias and I try to leave, we can go back there. The horses aren't within danger distance.
Yeah, there's a series of trees. They're just small and pathetic.
I mean, do
They're
I feel
strong.
like I could hitch a horse to it?
They're strong enough to hitch a horse, but they're not like good for hiding.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like, I want to be pretty much out of eyesight of them. I want the horses to be out of eyesight of their camp.
Yeah.
Does that do? Okay.
Yeah, that's doable.
Cool. And then I'll return as it gets darker. So Tobias, have you ever stolen anything?
I mean, I've stolen secrets every now and then, but you know, people
Okay.
more ready to give them out than
Yeah. Have you ever physically been somewhere that you're not supposed to be?
yes.
Okay.
I've
Did you get
I've
caught?
broken into an office or two, but it's not nothing I can't talk my way out of.
Right. Okay. So, in this particular situation, no talking out of it. Talking out of it is not an option that is on the table. Are you able to do this without talking to anyone?
I mean, I'm not an idiot, Nemo. I know when to
I'm not
keep,
saying you're
when to
an
keep
idiot.
quiet. But I am saying that if I do get caught, I'm not saying I can talk my way out of it, but I'm saying if anyone did have a way, if anyone could talk their way out of it, it would be me.
The radio turns on. I want to be an American, idiot.
Hey! No one asked you. This is an A and B conversation.
Right, you know the thing you can do, like the brilliant thing, the.
Yeah,
You know,
I was gonna do that on you. Don't worry about it.
No, that's not necessary. Can you do it on yourself?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be a shit here. I'm just saying I have more experience in this area than you do.
I guess that might be a good idea, yeah. Okay, I will do that on myself. I will grab my own shoulders, and then, ow,
Is that how it works? Do you have to do that?
yes. I did that a little too hard, but...
No, that was in character, baby!
I grab my shoulders, and I start chanting, and start glowing. I'm gonna kind of get behind the nearest tree, anything, and it'll glow a little bit, tiny bit. And I'm going to. I forget what the target number was. What is stealth? What thing is that?
Great.
Stealth is based
Speed?
on cunning.
Cunning.
Oh,
Stealth
Never
is
mind.
based on cunning.
Yeah.
Is this gonna help at all? Fuck, this isn't gonna help at all.
It's not? Oh, it only affects your.
It only affects the physical stuff. I
Okay.
did it anyway, so
Sorry, I didn't realize that. It might be. I might have written it down wrong. It might be based on.
No, it's cunning. It's cunning. I
Okay.
just looked it up.
in that case, I got a +3 to cunning. So,
Okay.
fuck, I forget what the target number is for this. I should really write this down.
You could do it to your speed, because if they start shooting at us, evasion might be a nice
That's
thing
true.
to have.
Okay, magic. Magical spell magia. Here it is.
Yeah. Do you wanna explain how your spell works?
Yeah. So it's beyond the glowing, chanting, and putting my hands on my thing. Oh, it's target number 10. So it is, charm. Oh, so it's not going to work anyway. So it's going to. It's a good thing it's not going to work because.
Everything's going so well.
No, I have the radio with me, so it is going to work because I'm going to apply the my focus object. It is going to work. All of my physical aspects are going to go up by 1. And I guess my speed or grace? Probably speed. Yeah, probably speed will go up by 2 because I'm a mage, right? I'm gonna discard my ace.
Alright.
Okay.
Did you hurt yourself? Did that work?
I don't know, dude. How do I feel better. I feel
Yeah, well,
I look better?
You look great. Yeah. Sorry. No.
I
No.
should do this more often. Maybe it'll affect my panache, physique.
Yeah.
And then he's going to. All right, we ready? And he's gonna grab his gun and start bouncing on his toes. We're ready to go. I'm raring to go.
Yeah. Well, wait, just a minute. We got to check to make sure that they've all actually gone to bed or whatever. When I went and checked out the camp the other night, did they have a guard set up? Did they have?
So normally there's 3 wagons.
Mhm.
Each wagon has 2 horses, and then there's 3 horses outside of that individuals apparently ride. There
Okay.
wasn't really a guard. It was just busy. There were 6 or 7 people sitting around the campfire. Occasionally, some of them were patrolling the outskirts, climbing in and out of wagons, getting booze or food and bringing it back out. But there was no official guard.
But if they've been traveling all day, at some point they're gonna go to sleep, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, you showed up not like in sleep time, but in dinner time.
Okay. So, Tobias, I'm thinking we'll wait for at least most of them to go to sleep, preferably all of them. But for now, we can just sit and listen from a distance. I don't know, it's what I did last time, so.
Maybe we can send. Hear me out. We'll send the radio up, scout it out. The radio does have stealth, so send the radio up so he can just sit in spot and be quiet. And be quiet. I'm gonna say directly to him. And when it's all clear, he'll scuttle on back.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Sound like a plan?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Do I have to roll for my radio?
Give me a stealth roll.
Okay. The important question is, well, hold up. Let me ask the important question if I need to ask it. Okay. The important question is, can I cheat for my radio? It is my totem.
I'll have to look it up, but for now I'll say yes because I'm
Okay.
not sure.
We'll get back to it, but I am going
We'll
to
get
cheat
back
with my
to it.
12. I'm going to cheat with my 12 of mass, so that'll give it a 15. And it's going to scuttle on off. And
All right.
hopefully not get
You guys, you set yourself up. You're a ways off from the camp, close enough that you can kind of make out where they are. Most of you are just like kind of crouched down, hiding in the shadows. As long as no one notices you, you should be fine. Ellie, you try to go around the back, but you quickly find out that how the camp is set up is it's a half circle facing towards you. So if you were to go to the back, you would essentially have like a wagon wall blocking you off. It's like a U shape with the campfire in the center.
Yeah, I'll just position myself so that I have a pretty clear view of the entirety of the camp, wherever that requires me to be, preferably more on the side of it.
You'll be like a little bit off to the side,
Yep.
somewhat close to Nemo and Toby.
And then I'm going to take Kit from the horse, and I'm going to put Kit down on the ground, because it's just Kit and me. And I'm like, as I get off of my horse, I'm going to go down to Kit and say, all right, listen. I saw that you could get really warm, and you can handle high temperatures. That's good. Take your hands and go like this above your head.
It kind of has like one of it's like kind of like a drill bit screwdriver, and the other is like a makeshift hand, and it does the gesture.
I take out the Chesterfield A279 and I put it in my tripod, and I start aiming at the camp.
I thought you were gonna give this guy a bomb.
This guy technically is a bomb.
I would like to petition the GM that using Kit as a tripod in this situation can support me in some way, shape, or form.
You have the ability to use a focus action, as
That's
always.
exactly what I wanted.
And I believe in the core book, the condition rifle, I believe when you focus, your aim, like your range increases.
Okay, yeah, I'll double check that, but sounds good. Yeah, generally all I wanted to do was basically, so Kit's now sitting there, and Ellie, I just like get down, sit, wait, but I'm basically testing to see the rotation, the mobility of the tripod that is Kit, and every so often being like...
He's solid, he doesn't move.
And every so often, at one point in time, I'll be like, don't tell anybody else, but it's good you're here. It's good you're here.
It wants to whistle, but it doesn't. because it knows we're in a sneaky mission. All right, you set it up. You have your little kit tripod where it's holding its hands up. A few minutes go by. 5, 10, 15 minutes.
After 15 minutes of complete silence, I will start talking to Tobias. But but go ahead with your DM stuff.
Eventually, you hear some sort of skittering in the underbrush making its way towards you.
So, North Carolina. Is that at all similar to Wisconsin, Japan, or Ireland?
It's close enough to Wisconsin. Japan and Ireland, not so much.
Right.
Yeah, it's American.
Right, okay. And that's why you and Ellie sound the way that you sound, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. I mean, America's a big place. We got accents all over the place.
Is it? How many cities does it have in it?
How many cities are in the United States?
Yeah, like, I mean,
Plenty.
Malifaux's got one and then a bunch of, like, little
Yeah, I got the
shitty-
contract towns everywhere, but it's like, America's got plenty of cities. More than Malifaux, that's for sure.
And, like, in North Carolina, do they have a lot of things like what we did at the Barrow Manor? Because you said you did that kind of thing all the time. Is that North Carolina's just, like...
Oh, that was more of a in Malifaux thing. I didn't really do that back home.
Do your parents live in Malifaux, or do they live in North Carolina?
They're back Earthside. They're not here. Thank God they're not here.
So they have the zombie cow things in North Carolina, or is that only in Malifaux?
That was over in Earth. The farm is in Earth, where they do their thing. Yeah, that's strictly an Earth thing, and they ship it everywhere. But it's kind of it was a secret at one point, but now you don't really see cooks canned meat back home.
Okay. I just didn't know that you could, like, do the necromancy thing, or that, like, zombies could even, be around on the other side of the breach.
I mean, if you got the skill, you can do anything.
Huh. Cool. Neat. Oh, look, it's your radio.
Skitters up and perches on its back spider legs and looks up at you, Toby.
Hey, look. All right, little buddy, what do you see? Are they asleep? They good? Is it safe for us?
Its dials shift and you hear noise. In the background, there's the occasional conversation about, oh man, I hope it's worth it. Oh yeah, we're coming a long way. But like that's kind of layered underneath the prominent noise, which is just thump thump, thump thump, thump thump.
Okay. It sounds like. All right, so I have like a pseudo telepathic link with this thing, so I got a pretty good understanding of what it means, and I'm assuming that's someone, like, it crept up to someone, listened to that dude's breathing and his heartbeat, and then skittered on back.
You think it crept up to something that's breathing and heartbeat was far louder than it normally should be, and that sort of over encompassed the sound it was trying to pick up.
What?
Did it sound like he was asleep?
No.
Oh.
They have
Okay.
somebody breathing super loud in their camp? Hey, guy, radio, be next to the coffin thing. Quiet answer, please.
But one tap for yes, 2 taps for no. We can just tap your little legs.
Just one tap.
That was a yes, right?
Yeah.
One
for yes,
tap.
2 for no. Okay.
What you recorded is the sound that is coming out of the coffin, or was it the guy with the coffin who was, mouth breathing?
It does 1 tap, and then it does 2 taps.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I worded
so-
that really poorly. Yeah, you're right.
You got to know how to talk to machines, Nemo. Well, we'll work on that. But okay, so it was the sound of the dude breathing, it was the sound of the dude, and he has a very heavy heartbeat. Okay.
2 taps.
Yeah, no, it's whatever's in the coffin has the heartbeat.
1
Not
tap.
the guy. Not the guy. They have something in the coffin that is breathing hardcore. Okay, buddy, but are most of them asleep? Like, that was mostly what we were checking on. Are there lots of people who are still... No? Okay. First question. Are there a lot of people still awake?
2 taps.
And we're gonna do it. Might as well do it now. All right. Wait. One more question. Is the dude with the coffin still awake?
1 tap.
This seems like our best opportunity anyway, regardless of the man of the hour.
I'm thinking, because there are so many fucking horses, there's like, 6 of them, I think? Maybe we should just go around the outside, destroy the wheels that are on the outside, because that's facing away from the people who are awake. Just destroy the outside wheels so we don't actually come close to the people who are still awake. Right?
That sounds like a good idea.
Because I like the idea of the horses, but if there's still people just awake, chilling, they're going to notice right away, when I would prefer them to notice in the morning. But
Well, we always knew there were people gonna. Well, if they're not gonna see us anyway, we always knew there were people there. No one goes to sleep all at once. You gotta have a person alive to man the camp.
Just that person in particular is awake is concerning to me, but that's fine. Yeah, right. So just get around back.
I mean, these guys are also used to hunting zombies. Zombies don't sleep. Maybe he's got some magic to keep him awake too.
Yeah. Maybe. Mr. DM, are the horses... I'm assuming the horses... Where are the horses? I have no assumptions about the horses.
To put things in perspective, you have 3 wagons forming a U shape. Each wagon has 2 horses.
That are still hitched up to the front of them even at night? They just keep the horses...
Correct.
Bitches. Okay.
They're the guild. They don't give a fuck. And then you have 3 separate horses that are saddled up off, like, sort of attached to a nearby tree, much like you did.
Okay, attached
So
to
there's a total of 8. There's a total of 11 horses.
How many carts are there?
3.
Okay, so in comparison to the U shape, where are the 3 independent horses? Are they like, the tree is in direct line of sight of the fireplace, or are they off to the side? Would it be possible to do that without...
So you have the U, and they're like to the front and the left of the U, where they can keep a good eye on them.
Okay, so they can direct... Okay, so I think it would be stupid to go for it unless a great opportunity presents itself.
It depends on your stealth check. The big thing is, if shit gets wild, they're going to respond. If all the horses run away, they're going to be like, what the fuck happened? Get out your lanterns, and they're going to look for you. And it's going to be hard to hide. So depending on how much of a ruckus your sabotage makes will be the response, which could go real south.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. If all of the horses of the wagons are hitched up, essentially what I would like to do is, if there's the U, I want to fuck up all the exterior wheels of that U and just slice the bridle of each of the exterior of the pairs of horses.
It's gonna be a lot of checks. We'll see how far you can get.
What, 1 per wheel?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, okay. Okay.
All right. With that said, before you go in, I think because we're about to do some crazy shit, this is a good spot to take the break. And then we'll come back and sneak in and finish it up. So, yeah, we'll be back in 15. Love you guys. Hang in there. See you soon.
Wish us luck.
All right. Welcome back. Let's get right into it. It's night. In the distance, you guys can see the crackling fire, but it's so far away that it's hard to make out any shapes. Ellie, from this position, you can easily fire into the camp, but because there's no dark vision or anything, it's basically just individuals close to the fire. If someone were to leave the camp without a light of some sort, it would be impossible to see them because it's pitch black right now. Nemo, what do you do?
Tobias is all kitted up in, I believe he described his Davy Crockett stance. I'm gonna go in front, move slowly and quietly towards the outside of the U. To the exterior, go around the outside so that we are not within line of sight of them.
Is Toby coming with you?
Yes, and he's gonna do his best to mimic what she's doing. If Davy
So
Crockett's
we're
a
going to
little
take
too
an
loud.
average.
Okay.
We're going to take an average.
Are we both
I need
considered to
both
be
of you to flip
assisting each
stealth.
other? Okay.
No, you're both going to flip individual stealth, and I'll do the average of the two.
What's the target number?
Let me look at his stats real quick. The target number is 13.
Guess what I just got? 14, bitches.
Ooh.
Who's good at stealth now?
Just a second. I'm seeing if there's anything I can do here because I got a 2. Plus a
no.
plus a whole bunch, so it would be an 8 of crows, and crows are what all my shit is based off of.
Oh no.
Because there are other people at camp, I would get advantage, I believe. Because I do have advantage on stealth when there are other people around.
How does it read?
I have advantage to avoid being noticed when there are other people around, when there's a group of people. So if there was
Okay.
only Tobias, it wouldn't work, but...
Okay. All right. So flip one more because you have advantage.
We got the Death Marshal and whatever's in his box.
Yeah, who told me that the Black Joker wasn't in the deck anymore?
That was before we reshuffled.
Did we reshuffle already?
We
Because
reshuffled, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get a twist card, but it wouldn't have made a difference.
Wouldn't have made a difference.
Cool, so I got the Black Joker, and I'm gonna fucking start sprinting away then, I guess.
You don't know you got the Black Joker.
Cool.
You're stealthing up. So you kind of crouch down low. Toby or Tobias is right next to you, and you begin to slowly make your way into the camp. There's only one entrance because of that U shape.
I'm not
the
trying to
wagon
enter
is.
the camp. I'm trying to be on the outside of the camp. We are not entering the camp.
Yeah, we wanted to
You-
cut the wheels on the outside.
You kind of shift around to the outside. As you're moving along, you get close enough that you can see from a distance. You didn't notice him at first because he was covered by shadows, but he kind of steps out a little bit, and you see a tall brown duster jacket figure, chains around him, coffin on his back, hat, and then just plumes of smoke pouring out from the collar. You have never seen the face of the Death Marshal, but for a moment he...
Yes, I have.
You have, but no one else
I
has.
Okay.
He takes out a cigarette, lights it up, and just like these plumes of black smoke are coming out, he takes off his hat. and you can see that there is a floating skull of charcoal black where the head should be. And he just shifts some of the smoke out of the way, puts it between the teeth, inhales, and blows out, and then puts the hat back on, and it just reforms into a cloud of indistinguishable smoke. You make your way around the outside area and come up to your first wheel.
Do we know that he spotted us yet, or?
He doesn't seem to notice you.
Keep with the plan, gang. You guys are doing great. Keep with the plan.
Oh my god.
Nemo has a full understanding of what a death marshal is and what they do, right?
You understand that they are a member of the guild that is designed to hunt down undead. Not zombies, undead.
Does that
All
mean...
undead.
Okay, cool. I was like, is there a difference between them, or is it an umbrella category thing? Okay, cool.
They are not zombie hunters. They are undead hunters. Actually, like normally, their purpose is to hunt down resurrectionists, like powerful necromantic casters.
Cool. I've lost my ability to form thoughts, but
Yeah, no, it's.
While these two are trying to figure out what they're gonna do, I would like to request the camera pan to me for a minute.
The camera pans over to you as they're like kind of making their way. Yeah.
Can I like see them just two little, what I know is supposed to be them sort of coming into camp? I'm not gonna do anything about it. I just want to watch.
You 1,000% cannot see them because it's pitch black.
Okay.
Like
cool.
This is like some World War I sniper shit where like for a moment you see the floating of the cigarette that the dude lit, but like you can't see his figure. You're just like, oh, there's a guy there because I see the the flicker of a lighter, the butt of a cigarette, and then like he turns his back and he's gone. Like it's pitch black out there, so you're just hope they're okay. Hope they're doing good.
Cool. I would like to make a notice check through the scope of my Chesterfield to just try to keep eyes on the cigarette.
Does your Chesterfield have a scope? It just has a sight, right?
Yeah. Sure. So I'm just like.
So I'll say it'll be a target number 13 with disadvantage because it is night.
Cool. All right. I fail, and so as I'm looking for the cigarette, I'm just gonna quietly aim the gun and and fixate on one of the heads of somebody sitting around one of the fires.
There's a couple people. Like right now, the death marshal's up, and there's like two guys that are just kind of sitting on logs talking to each other. But
Yeah,
like you have a clear shot at them because the fire.
Yeah, I'm just fixating on one of them. You think they're in there yet, Kit?
It just like kind of whistles like, like I don't know.
It's
So
it's
I'd
so
like to do-
hard. Go ahead.
we have no idea that we're doing a bad job.
I would like to
No?
begin my perpetual focus.
perpetual.
Or that I specifically am doing a bad job.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard to think of something to do knowing you're already screwed.
Yeah.
Now you're free. You can do anything you want.
Stay with your same
So
plan.
I have no
the
idea
plan,
that I
yeah.
did a bad job. So I'm going to position Tobias at one wheel, and I'm going to move on to the next wheel, and we're going to try to are they screwed in? Can we unscrew wheels, or how would we go about breaking them?
They're screwed, they're bolted. If you want to like take them apart, you'll need some tools, but you might be able to like grab your knife and like saw the pegs.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, I guess.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
you
try to-
kind of pull out your knife. Go ahead, Toby.
I'm gonna try to do the same thing. I assume I have some tools to work on the radio, but I'm gonna try to work on that wheel.
You pull out your knife.
Yeah, I'm
Toby,
fully. If he's
most
at
of your
one wagon, I'm at the next wagon, where we're messing up one wheel per wagon so that it's spread out difficulty. Yeah.
You don't have a saw, so it's gonna take a bit. So like you pulled out and you start just kind of sawing through, not making much progress, but eventually you'll get through it. And then Nemo, you hear thump thump. Thump thump.
Like behind, do I get a notice check of like, are they just standing behind me now? I'm usually aware of things
You
coming up
kind of
towards me.
look around and it almost seems to be coming from inside the wagon. Thump thump. Thump thump.
Inside the wagon.
Toby,
it
give
appear to
me a target
did it-
number 13 notice check.
13. Okay. Let me hit you with a 7. How's that do for you?
You're sawing away at the wagon wheel.
Did it appear like, did that sound, so I was already like carving through the wheel and then the sound started, or is that sound just been in the wagon the whole time since I started?
You were carving through the wheel. You did it for about like 30 seconds, and now from inside the wagon, you start to hear this thump thump. Thump
I'm
thump.
gonna back off. Nemo's scared. I don't. Yeah, Nemo's pretty scared of the death marshal. I think she's going to go to the next wagon and start on a wheel there and see if the sound follows her. So she's just gonna move to the next wagon, squat down, look as though she's doing the same thing, but be keeping an ear out for, does the thump thump follow her?
You take a few steps back from the wagon, unsettled by this beating, and when you do, your ankle gets caught on a chain. And you step back and look down.
I
and
don't get a notice check. Okay.
You got a black joker.
Black
Nemo.
Joker!
You got a black joker. You're blind as a bat now. There's no protecting you from the punishment that's about to show up.
So your heel hits the chain and you shake it off and take a step back and you're like, what the hell is that? And you look down and you see that the chain snakes around behind you and goes under the wagon. And the second you hit it, like a rattlesnake that's been awakened, it shifts with a life of its own, comes out from underneath the wagon, stands up, this massive black coffin. There are plumes of teal smoke pouring out of it, and it opens up, and you can hear the infinite
I can't hear jack
darkness.
shit because I'm running, Brent. I'm running away.
I need you to make a target number 14 defense check with disadvantage.
With
Oh my god.
Is the death of Nemo. That coffin is terrifying.
What is the what was the
14 with disadvantage.
Okay. Well, I got a 16, but then instead I got a 9 of crows. But I have a thing. Does a defense check count as an evasion check because it uses my evasion score for a trigger purpose? Okay, cool. Never mind.
This is not an invasion thing. Tobias, your attention is immediately drawn because you hear the shifting and you see just this tall 6-foot fucking coffin standing up. You see the back of it as these teal blue flames are pouring out of it like it's a furnace. The lid flips open. Nemo's about 10 feet away from it, and then she just looks pale, and all of a sudden she is lifted off her feet, thrown into the coffin, the lid shut, it falls down, and the chain begins to pull back under. Nemo is gone.
Oh my god. Okay. Do I see
We are on initiative! Everyone flip initiative.
I can't try to talk to him real fast?
She's gone. Just boom, the coffin shut, gone. And it's just doing that thump thump. Thump thump.
I had a lie I was gonna tell, and it was gonna be amazing.
The coffin.
You're gonna lie to the coffin?
Well, I was gonna lie to the Death Marshal, but
You can
Death Marshal ain't even nearby, it's the coffin.
fine.
You could
okay.
probably make a pretty good knock-knock joke with the coffin.
I got a 9 of rams for my initiative.
And then,
But I'm already dead, so it doesn't matter.
I got that 12.
Fully deceased.
Shoot, I don't have paper. Wait, yeah, here's something to write in. Alright, alright,
So
we're
when should I... Do you want me to
Nemo-
roll up my new character now or later?
Look it out.
Nemo got
Yeah,
a 9. Toby, what'd you get?
A 12.
Okay. Ellie, what'd you get?
I got a 10.
The Death Marshal, who acts with his coffin, also is on a 12. We'll do speed. What's your speed, Toby?
Am I still under the effects of my spell? Probably not.
How long does it last?
It can last for a minute. We did it like
Yeah,
15
no.
minutes before.
No.
I didn't think about how long it lasted when I casted it. But okay. My speed is going to 0.
All right, Death Marshal's up first. You see the coffin just, boom, collapses. Dust picks up around it, and it begins to just slowly slither back under. You hear the rattling of chains. Clink, clink, clink. And the Death Marshal walks around from the side of the caravan, looks at you, pulls out his 6-shooter, aims it at you, and says, "You're not undead. You can walk away and this won't go sour for you." His voice sounds like the crunching of dead leaves, and when he talks, there's just like a flare where the fire goes from black to orange occasionally, and you can see the hellish skull just staring at you as it points this 6-shooter at you. He is readying an action, but taking a focus, so if he shoots you, he has advantage if you do something he does not like.
I'm going to try to trick him. Trick is a tactical action. So attempt to deceive, challenge, resisted by target scrutiny skill. If it succeeds, I get a positive twist to my attack and damage flips made against the target, as well as any defense flips made to defend against the target until the start of my next turn. I want to try to do that.
His scrutiny is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Is 12?
It's 12 scrutiny.
Okay.
I want to formally apologize for critically failing my stealth check.
Okay, that's my triggers on rams. Okay, so my deceive is 6, 7. That'd be 14. Let me try to. I'm going to cheat that with my 7, my last twist card. So I have a 7, which is going to give me a 14. And I'm going to tell him, "You found my daughter. I've been looking for her everywhere."
Let me double check what trick does.
So it doesn't. It
'cause I
doesn't
wanna-
convince.
what-
It doesn't convince the Death Warden. It's just giving
Yeah,
you
I didn't think it
statistical
did.
bonuses for the
It-
combat.
It's
It
giving
con-
me
It
yes.
confuses him.
Yeah, but I also want to. Maybe he'll think twice about what's happening. I'm gonna gauge his reaction before I grab my gun.
I mean, you'll get the bonuses, but he caught an undead, and his reaction is, "I remember when my daughter died. I couldn't accept death either, but death is inevitable."
Would you at least give me? would you at least give me the closure of putting it to rest ourselves? We got a hole already in our contract town, just over the hill over there.
You'll get the advantage for tricks, but he just pulls back the hammer and says, "Walk away, boy."
Do I do it? Do I grab my gun?
It's up to you. It's an action to draw, so.
I know my gun is. I assume my gun is on the ground because I was trying to work on the wheel.
Kit, hey Kit. How well do you think it's going over there?
Oh my god!
Kit's doing like a series of low whistles, and you get the idea that it's like trying to have a conversation with you, but you don't speak its language. It's just like
I grab my gun.
you grab it. He says, "Bad decision." He's gonna take his action. All right. He's going to get an advantage. So he'll get a negative flip. It is a 14 on your
No, but with
defense.
tricks, it's going to be straight because he
Yeah.
had advantage on it.
Straight flip. Yeah, that's right. With tricks.
So defense, you're going defense against 14 right now. So you're trying to beat a 14 with your defense.
So my defense is at lucky me. I pulled a 13, and that's gonna put me at 15.
Good.
Getting the heck out of Dodge right now.
Putting on fight music.
I think you should just leave me here.
He 6-shooter fires. You manage to just like slam to the side of the wagon as it whizzes past you, and all of a sudden within the camp you can hear, "What was that? What? Ha, ha, what the, where did attack?" Right, like people are just rapidly starting to wake up. All right, after
Is
Toby, Ellie.
What do I see?
Ellie's up.
What do I see?
So because he is a strange Ghost Rider-esque skull, you do see when he talks, there's that like brief bit of light where the flames flicker into the head, and that allows you for just a moment to kind of see the shadowy figure of Toby and this creature staring at him. Can't see the coffin on the ground, but apparently you definitely hear the gunshot
Yeah.
where Toby was, so shit's hitting the fan.
All right. I aim, and I want to shoot the Death Marshal. Do I get any surprise because nobody knows I'm sitting out of in the field, completely invisible with a gun?
I mean, you get the bonus for your focus.
Yeah, I'm petitioning for a double advantage in this situation.
Uh,
I know that I got advantage on my attacks when I
Yeah.
was stealthed in the robot battle.
yeah, I'll say you do. That makes sense.
All right. What's a TN? What am I shooting?
He is. His defense is 12.
12? Wow. All right, cool. I'm going to. So, Ellie, I see the smoke, right, of the face, and I'm like, shit. Aim, shoot, and with a 14 of masks, I'm going to shoot and hit this guy. So I'll roll with one set of disadvantage, I do believe.
He is hard to wound, so you have another disadvantage.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So I got an 8 on some moderate damage. So I deal, as I take aim, I look down the sights of this, shoot, and deal 3 points of damage to the Death Warden.
You fire into him. It hits him right in the shoulder. When you do, you can see that there's a loud plink sound, and just dust pours out. There's no blood. He took damage, but it's probably not as much as you think it should be because he is armored.
Sure.
All right. After that is Nemo. Nemo.
Lays herself to sleep, praise the Lord, her soul to keep.
You are in a small, probably about 8-inch tall cave. It's hard to breathe. You are shoved in there. You can see light up ahead, and you claw through the dirt, but it just continues to collapse in front of you. You do not know where you are. You do not know what happened, but you feel that the earth is trying to crush you wherever you are now.
Am I in the buried?
You get no actions. Yep, you're not in this plane of existence anymore. All right, top of the round is the Death Marshal. He looks down at his wounds, turns on his heels, snaps his finger, and like a slow-moving snake, the coffin begins to follow him as he makes his way, mounts a horse, and moves 3 squares away from you, Toby. As the camp is rapidly coming to life, it's beginning to dawn on you that this guy has no intention of fighting, no care about it. He has his prize, and he is going to take his prize to where his prize needs to be deposited.
Go. It's all good. It's good.
So it's my turn now?
Yep.
All right. I want to... Let me shoot him. Shooting the box is probably a bad idea. It's reinforced against that kind of shit. Let me shoot him. Let me shoot him. I'm gonna use both barrels.
You can shoot him, or you can try to open it.
Can I open it? Can I try to open it?
It'll be one turn to run towards it and another turn to try to open it.
Do you mean action or turn?
Sorry, action point. So it's one action point to catch up to him, to get it, and then it's another action point to open it.
Is there like a lock on it or something? Like, can I shoot the lock?
Hard to see. It's nighttime out. You have no idea. You know how this crazy heart-beating box works?
Right. Let me shoot the dude. I'm gonna shoot the dude with both barrels. I don't think the box is gonna open. I think maybe our best shot is to kill this guy before he gets to Ellie. That's going to be a 13.
Defense is 12, so that'll hit. He's hard to wound, so you'll still get, with a 13, that's 2 negatives, I believe.
Okay, but I have a positive twist because double barrel, and a positive twist because I'm using shots. So it's
completely straight?
Completely straight. And it is a 12. So that's going to be severe damage. It's going to be 5 damage, I think. Because I get a bonus for because of the double barrel.
Okay.
With his armor, that brings it down to 4.
Mm-hmm.
So he's taken 6 damage. And he is just hits that horse and is getting ready to charge off with the coffin just dragging behind him. After Toby is Ellie.
Well, I still I want to reload my gun too.
Oh, all right.
Because it's yeah, one thing.
You take your thing, you reload your shotgun.
Yeah, with more shot.
Ellie, you're up.
Can I see the
slugs?
Can I see Ghost Rider running away from me?
At this point in time, like, he's not talking anymore, so his head's kind of faded. But like, you can see a shape moving through. I'll say you can shoot him, but you'll have a disadvantage to hit him because it's nighttime. It's pitch black out. He's starting to get far away enough from the cab that the campfire can't help you.
Cool. Okay. Using kit is my tripod. I am focusing, and then I'm going to shoot. So I just have a straight flip against the horse, the marshal guy.
Defense is 12.
I'm going to cheat this and get a 17 on the flip.
That'll hit. He's hard to wound, so you still get 1 negative to it.
Mm-hmm. Defense is 12, 1 through 5, so I get, in fact, double negative on this. Okay, it doesn't matter. I got the red joker. So Ellie taking aim down the sights, tracks, and shoots. I don't really know who this guy is. I don't know the context of the situation. However, just aims, spots like a minute glowing of the skull head and shoots. So this will be severe and critical effect damage. So this is 6 damage to this guy. Or no, 5 damage to this guy. And then I would flip on a critical effect. Yeah. So with the critical effect flip, oh great, 13 of rams.
What's he getting?
Yeah. Tell you in just a minute here. So rams should be the chest. The victim's chest is affected, and am I 13? Is this person negative in health at all?
He's -1 in health.
-1 in health. Cool. Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh, she's already. Okay.
So after taking a shot, shooting, the bullet pierces into the Death Marshal's chest, and the Death Marshal is stunned from the pain and becomes paralyzed until their next turn.
Ooh. That was what you needed. All right, after Ellie, Nemo, you are just suffocating in a coffin.
I have never felt more shame in my entire life.
Top of the round is the Death Marshal. He does not act. At this point in time, Toby, the camp is a beehive that has been kicked. You can hear the cocking of guns, and you know that very rapidly they are going to descend upon you, probably next turn. You're going to have about anywhere from 10 to 12 people coming after you.
How far away is the Death Marshal from me?
He would be 8 yards at this point.
Okay. I'm going to run up to him. I can walk 6 squares, so I'm going to run up to him. So he's 2 away from me. I'm going to use my soul stone that I have, and I'm going to augment my magic. I'm going to attempt to cast distracting illusions on this guy. So let me make sure I'm doing this right. That's going to be 7. How far away is the radio from me?
Radio's on your shoulder, brother.
It's on my shoulder? Okay, so I'm going to put one hand on it. Oh, wait, no, that's not going to matter that much. Never mind. Yeah, it's not going to matter.
But you have to hold it, remember. You have to hold it, so it's an action to hold it to get that bonus.
Well, it lowers the target number. It doesn't really increase my ability. You know what I mean? So it's not going to affect his willpower, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so I walk up to him. I roll a. What is this? That's not what I rolled. Where did this come from?
Sorry, I put this back. You rolled a.
I rolled a 7, right? I think.
Yeah, you rolled a 7.
Okay. So that's and I have advantage on it because I'm augmenting my magic. That's what that means, right? I think so. Anyway, okay. So let me roll my advantage. That's not good. So that's 7. My magic is 8, 9. Yeah, 8, 9. Oh, that's not good. Fuck. Does a 9 hit him? His willpower?
His willpower is 13.
Oh my god. Okay. I should have just shot him.
You moved and cast. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
All right. After Toby, Ellie.
Hey.
He is stunned. You can see that people are rapidly coming out of the camp. Next turn, Toby is going to be swarmed by soldiers.
Okay. Is that guy still riding away?
The horse kind of stopped because, like, when you hit his skull, he got dazed and like pulled the horse over to the side, so he's not moving because he is paralyzed.
Okay. Well, hold still. Smack hit one more time. Aim one more round, and I'm gonna shoot at the figure again. Yeah. With them being paralyzed, that's it. No, I don't get any bonuses for anything like that. So I'll just shoot.
If it's melee.
Flip.
Yep.
Okay. The defense was 12 on this guy, right?
Yes.
So my final bullet flies by but misses. And that will be me for the turn.
All right, you fire, just barely miss. You told Kit to stay still, and he got really excited because you were talking to him and kind of shifted to the side. Like, oh, you're talking to me?
Come on, Kit.
At the top of the round, the Death Marshal, he is going to spend an action point to heal for 2. So he's back up to +1.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is going to spend both of his turns to use the horse to move. So he moves 16 squares away from you, Tobias, just charging into the desert, dragging this coffin behind him. That's his turn.
Can I say, I think your best plan is to get out of here. I don't think he's going to Innocence anymore. Is to maybe get away from, if you do want to save Nemo, is to get away from the soldiers now and deal with him later.
Wait, he's riding towards Ellie or no?
He's like kind of riding off to the left. He's not riding straight towards Ellie. He's riding off to the left. Ellie has maybe one more shot, and then he's going to be out of range.
Okay. It's my turn now?
Yep.
All right, the only thing I can do is run 6 squares. Okay, so I was 2 squares away from him. He moved 16. If I move another 6 squares towards him, that's going to be...
He's 8 away.
Okay, in range of the shotgun, though.
Right?
Right, I think. The shotgun has a range of 10.
That's the range of the shotgun.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot him with the shotgun. Shoot him once with the shotgun, and
I know there's something in there about if it's far away, it's harder, isn't it?
I'm gonna aim for the horse. What's the horse's defense? 'Cause that's got to be a little bit easier than the.
Off the top of my head, I'll say 11.
The horse's defense is 11.
Yep.
Okay, well I rolled a 15.
That'll
That'll
hit.
hit. And I'm using the both guns. I'm using both barrels. So it's gonna be a straight flip. Phew. Jesus Christ. So that's a 13. That's gonna be 4 damage plus my slug, which is going to be 5 damage to this horse.
You shoot the horse in the ass. It sort of stumbles and whirs for a little bit and keeps going.
Does it kick him off?
No. It's still going. It hurts, but he's still rocking and rolling.
Ellie, shoot that horse. I'm done. I moved and I shot. I'm done.
After Toby is Ellie.
I'm gonna focus in. I got one more shot, I think, on this thing. Do I think that anybody's coming towards me?
No, but you think they're about to just fall over Toby.
That's
Like,
okay.
unless there's some sort of distraction, he's going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah. I'm gonna take aim I'm going to take aim and aim at the Death Marshal one more time with a focus. And my last shot will miss before I pack up.
You fire, begin to pack up. All right, top of the round. Death Marshal continues to charge off into the distance out of your range. He is going to heal 2 more points with his action point because he's an enforcer. Tobias, at this point in time, the camp descends upon you. You have 8 people who just sort of come up like cops, pulling out guns, surrounding you. Some of them riding horses, other of them next to you like, drop your weapon, get on the ground!
With being at least 12 yards away, I moved twice. They can see me in the dark, with me with no lights.
Well, I mean, they're following
The Death Marshal.
the sound of gunshots. The Death Marshal and the sound of gunshots, which you've been firing very, very loudly. They've just been going towards that. Like, they've been saddling up. They see the occasional flicker of the Death Marshal and then hear the gunshots ringing out, and they just charge towards it. They don't have any actions to shoot on you because they have to, like, double move to get up to you, but they are trying to get you to surrender.
I'm going to...
That's...
Is there a run thing? There's a charge thing, but is there a run thing?
It's either walk or charge.
I'm gonna walk.
No, there is run. It's twice your walk aspect plus your athletics.
Plus your athletics?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you can't. It's ranks in athletics, so you can't have minus if you have negative might. It would just be plus 0 at worst.
Okay, so I'm going to, and that's two things.
Yeah, it's a full round action. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna walk twice. And run and go 12 squares away from him. And try my best to go into the dark.
You take off into a run, try to go into the dark. Like, at this point in time, you're in a situation where, like, they can see you and they just see the shadowy figure. Their eyes are on you. They see you sprinting towards your horses. Ellie,
they can't see our horses. Our horses are 20 minutes away.
They can't.
And it's completely dark. Do they have lanterns that they are shining?
They can't see your horses, but they see Tobias.
Serpentine.
How do they see him? You said we couldn't see
because
him.
He's right there.
Yeah, but we couldn't see anything when people were 4 feet away from us. They can see 20 feet away from them in the dark?
They saw where he was, and now they have lanterns, and now it's, you know, it's like a hound tracking. Like, he's kicking up dirt, he's running through the bushes. There's no stealth anymore. He's making away. They're lighting out their lanterns. They're like, all right, he went this way, we can hear him, and they're just charging, following after him. Like, yeah, he ran a little ways into the forest, or not into the forest, into the desert, but there's no stealth anymore. It's all loud. Like, if you're in the middle of the desert and you don't see anyone, but then they start sprinting, you're like, oh yeah, he's there, because he's sprinting, and they're following that noise.
All right, they're gonna have to shoot me to catch me. I'm running past Ellie, but you know she knows where I'm going.
Not past Ellie, as in next to Ellie, right?
Not like right next to Ellie, but like Ellie knows where I'm going.
All right.
If I stop
Toby?
for these guys, I'm dead. You know, there's no...
You do your dash.
They asked you to surrender.
And you didn't.
In the middle of the desert, they're not
Right.
going to let me live.
So, here's how I want to wrap this up, because I feel like y'all fucked. And you can tell me if you're not. Ellie has the decision. Ellie, do you want to try to save Toby or Nemo? I will give you a chance to save one of them, and the other will be captured or taken.
Save Nemo. I would have if so. To describe the scene as I understand it a little bit, as Toby runs into the dark towards purportedly kind of the location that Ellie is in. I'm not there anymore. You,
All right.
Toby, see as nearby where you knew Ellie was, you just see a little metal ball rolling in your direction, and that's it. As Kit goes and catches up with you.
That's fine. I know.
All right. Give me one more shot. We'll say it's with disadvantage.
Ooh.
It's going to go with the usual. Actually, no, we're going to say it's the horse. So, like, this is a chance to stop the horse and try to get to the coffin. So, target number 12.
I would like to not do that.
What would you like to do?
I have gotten on my. If I presumably will get away from this without being noticed.
Okay.
Based upon my position.
Yep.
I just leave.
I'm going to switch the music. Because shit just got real.
Just now.
Yep. I ride off into the dark towards Malifaux. If the Death Marshal's going in the same direction, fantastic. I'm technically riding with the Death Marshal in some way, shape, or form.
It gets to a point where you kind of got to keep your distance, right? You got to do the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
He does seem to be going towards Malifaux City. Tobias, you get to that point where like 11 people just descend on you and it's surrender or die.
Okay. At that point, I'll surrender.
It's rough. Yeah.
It's right. It is what it is. But
yeah, they got horses.
Okay.
Let's come back to you, Ellie.
Jesus
What's
Christ.
going through your head? What's your plan? Toby's gone. Nemo's gone.
Mhm.
You're
I'm just
alone.
gonna doggedly follow that Death Marshal, keeping distance. Mind you, I have no clue that Nemo is technically within that chest. And eventually, in the dark, I'm gonna quietly curse to myself. Yeah, it went badly. Well, maybe I can pull a Toby here. Stop the horse. And I wait. I spend the night a couple hours away from them.
You have your first night in a long time where you're sleeping alone. In the middle of the night, you are awoken by a shuffling. It's pitch black, but you kind of hear like a shuffling in your small tent.
Who is it?
You open your eyes, look around. Doesn't seem to be anyone or anything in your tent.
All right. I will just sit up and wait out the evening if need be.
You sit up, light the lantern, look around. You discover that the books from Necessities and Desire are no longer in your bag. They've been placed in a neat stack, and on top of them is a gun. The gun you were supposed to use for your delivery.
Stare at them for a little while. I pick up the gun and I put it to the side and I flip open the books slowly just to inspect to make sure.
So you have the scrapbook of bounties, the journal, and the child's book.
Mhm.
Are you just flipping through them? Are you reading anything?
I think I will read the kids' book just briefly. It's the only one I haven't looked through yet, and so I'll take a look at that one.
I mean, you've flipped through the other books, like, because I do want to state, the journal has a lot of information, but we haven't really, like, read it, right? We just flipped through it, as does the bounty thing.
Mhm.
But we flipped through it. We haven't really read it. When you read the kids' book, it's full of just old nursery rhymes, right? About being, like, truthful, being honest, being a good person. Just simple nursery rhymes. Nothing important.
To pass my day, my evening, after I flip through that and read it a little bit, I'll pull up the journal and take a look in there.
You open it up, and it is a very, very thick journal. You spend a bit of time reading through the first few chapters. I want to see if I can change this music because I hate what's going on right now. We'll say... It is a book about a man who has taken up your profession. But in the early chapters, there's a recurring theme. How much does a soul cost? These are the words of a man who seems to have been in a dark place, could not provide for his family, and decided to do something to provide for them. And many of the ponderings, the interesting entries are, how much will someone go? How much of their soul will they sell to provide for the people they love? It is a story of suffering, a story of sadness. It's conflicted. There are entries about, well, maybe it's okay if I only kill bad people. And then, a few pages later, it's, but life is life, and who am I to be judge and jury? Who am I to make that decision? And then a few pages later, it's, well, they are bad, so it's okay, and I need the money. It's this just back and forth of someone who is obviously fighting their heart, their inner core, their morals, with this terrible, terrible job that they've picked up.
As I look over this book, my gun is out. It's a stressful evening as I wait for whatever will come for tomorrow. I would like to pull out my own small little journal, flip it open, and a couple of names pass by. Eventually, Doc's name, John William Murphy, passes by on the pages. And then I flip to where I have a clearly, like, heavily dog-marked page. And I open it up, and it's just a list of names, double or triple columned. And the name Brilliant Iron Works at the top. I flip it over to the blank side of the page. And taking out a little pen, I scribble onto the page. Anything is worth it for family. Any price can be paid. And I tuck the journal back into my coat.
All right. You scribble that down. You tuck it into your coat. Meanwhile, the camera shifts back to the camp of the guild. Toby, you wake up. You are sitting in one of the wagons, your hands tied behind you. Before you, on the floor, is a tea set. A nice iron tea set, a little bit of food, just sort of laid out in front of you, and a familiar man with very yellow teeth steps up into the wagon. Well, isn't this a delightful surprise, Mr. Well, how about you tell me what your name is, unless you want to lie to me?
My name is Tobias Cook. I've been doing what I've always been doing, chasing the story.
Honesty. I respect that in a man. Mr. Cook, why don't you tell me why it is my death marshal went roaring into the east like an excited train to bring productivity? I mean, I know why he would do such a thing, but why don't you tell me why he would do such a thing?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe the whisper got to him. Maybe the calling necromancy was just too much for him. I don't know him like you do. Why don't you tell me?
What's your defense?
My defense is going to be, it's 2. Got a defense still?
I'm going to say disadvantage because he's going to just punch you right across the fucking mouth. So target number 14 with disadvantage.
To be fair, Tobias does not know.
9.
Captain, sorry. He just fucking socks you right across. Your lip cuts as it press against your teeth. A little bit of blood begins to trickle down. You take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
He says, look, since I've been here, you and your kin have been putting their dirty fucking noses in my business. And I have more suspicions than you could understand. I think you are the root of all evil in my life. And right now, you're here. And right now, my rider's running back. And the only reason a rider runs back is because he got a dead one in his coffin. So why don't you stop shooting the shit to me, boy? Why don't you show me some fucking respect before I put a bullet in your head? Because I'm tired of this nonsense, this bullshit you've been peddling me. And he takes his holster, pulls out his gun, cocks it, puts it to your forehead.
I'm going to look him in the eye, tell him, I don't know why. I don't know why he took my friend and just rolled off. I don't know why.
Why are you following me? Why are you here? Why y'all following me back to the town of Innocence?
Chasing the story. I heard there's news in Innocence.
You're gonna need a deception check for that, man.
That's not a lie. I heard there's news in Innocence, and that's why I'm going.
You know what he's asking. He's asking, why are you chasing him? He wants the answer. You're not technically lying, but you are hiding the truth. You have an option. You can tell him the truth. Otherwise, it is going to take deception. Not telling the truth is still a lie. Because you know exactly why you're going to the town of Innocence.
Let me... Because the... All right. The people want to know. The people want to know why the guild is sending soldiers upon soldiers to the town of Innocence. Is that the people want to know? Is that deception or is that convince?
No, that's honest.
Do you want me to roll for that or
No.
no? Okay.
But he says, what people?
The Tattler. That is a lie.
Yeah. Target number 12.
Deceive. Shit. Target number 12. Deceive is 6. I got a 12.
Tattler, you saying?
You know I work for the Tattler.
Maybe you working for the wrong people. I don't like the news going into political business.
I'm nothing if not dedicated to my job.
Sure you is. Sure you is. The way I see it, you snuck into our camp. There ain't no amount of press rights that can justify that. So, you're gonna stay here. You're gonna stay here in chains with your dog. And he sort of gestures over, and you see Kit sort of like huddling in chains, and one of the guards kicks him, and he rolls and catches his balance, and they kick him again until he ends up right next to you.
Where's the radio?
The radio is nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
You chose wrong, son. You chose bad friends. You chose better. Maybe you wouldn't ended up like this.
I'm learning more and more about the city every day. Who to trust, who not to trust. It's an interesting town. I can tell you that.
Captain Asher shakes his head in disappointment, turns on his heels, and walks out. You are left alone in sort of a makeshift tent with Kit. And Kit, once no one is looking, sort of unhinges, pulls his arms behind him, and out of his back takes a small note. What does that note say, Ellie?
Okay. You muted.
Yep,
Muted,
you get
Ellie.
this. Yep, you get this small ripped piece of paper, and it just says, "I'll come back for you." E.
Read it and tear it up. I tell Kit, tear it up. No evidence.
Eat it. Eat it to destroy the evidence. Eat the note.
It holds it in one hand, and the other hand turns into like a small little welding torch and just burns it.
Call. And he's gonna resign himself to his fate for right now. Check the chains that he's tied up with. They're not budging. Gold.
Ellie. Oh, sorry. Do you have anything else, Toby?
I'm good.
Stuck in them chains. Ellie, we make our way back to you. Toby, days go by. You are consistently just pulled as a prisoner to the town of Innocence. Meanwhile, Ellie, you follow the Death Marshal, who continues to sort of ride in front of you, and eventually you end up back at the town of Malifaux, or the city of Malifaux.
Okay. The entire ride back, I just keep thinking about any price can be paid for family. I think about the fact that I put 40 script in a envelope and I mailed it out of the city. And the first place I stop as I ride back, assuming Nemo and Toby have both been captured, is right up to the Cage of Grace.
The Death Marshal had quite a bit of time ahead of you. You have no idea where he went, but your instinct, of course, you go to the Cage of Grace.
Brent, Ellie has no reason to believe that the Death Marshal has Nemo.
I believe Nemo is with Toby back in the camp.
Well then, it's an interesting reason as to why you're following the Death Marshal.
There is no reason, and you're about to find out why.
All right.
I'm going to walk up the stairs to the Cage of Grace. And as I walk up the stairs, I will quietly whisper to myself again, I am a dandelion. And then walk in.
What are you walking into?
I walk in, so that guy, I'm assuming the guy I hate is sitting there.
Hey, good to see you. I remember you, like, I saw you in my dreams, you know. What is it? I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, I don't care. Where's Cole Asher?
I mean, he's out. He's gone down to the Ortega, fort down south. And a lot of noise going on down there. A lot of crazy things happening. It's wild.
Who is the highest in command in this building at this moment in time?
I mean, the Governor General, obviously.
Where's his office?
Lucius. I don't think you have an appointment.
I am a guild bounty hunter, and I have important business to deal with, and I would like to talk to whomever I may who is highest in command.
Well, the governor, in America terms, it's like the president, so you can't just, go in.
Okay.
Because that's not good. I think Santiago is still here.
Great, I'm gonna go talk to him. See ya.
A hunter.
And I walk away. He gets as little amount of my time as humanly possible. I walk up and I go to Santiago.
When you walk away, he's talking to no one for 30 more seconds when you walk away. Eventually you come into the area. When you go back into Santiago's office, there is a small, wiry man with sort of the crow's feet hair that pulls back and spectacles, and he's organizing everything. Santiago, this big burly dude, with the black handlebar mustache is like, fix it, do it right. I want my little sister to have me back at. Hey, Neverborn Hunter, how's it going? It's good to see you again.
I immediately go up, and I just say, if I come up to him and I just do like the forearm grab with Santiago for a second. I have business, something really urgent I need your help with.
I mean, is it about making money or tequila?
No.
Look,
it's about becoming a full-fledged member
those are the
guild.
most urgent things I can think of.
I want to become a full-fledged member of the guild. I want to be given a rank. I did kill the Widow Weaver.
I mean, there's not really ranks we have. You can go down to the fort, and maybe my little sister likes you. She takes you onto the team. But really, it's if you survive, you get paid handsomely. We're not
How do I become a captain?
Family business where.
How do I become a captain of the guild?
Of the guild? Oh, I mean, I don't get involved in guild business. I'm more of the Ortegas and the Neverborn Hunters. It's political. You'll need to go to court. You'll need to get a license. You'll need to have representation, document. It's just stupid, it really is. I mean, if you want to be a part of the Neverborn Hunters, you come down to the fort. Maybe we can swear you in. And you can kill for money if you survive.
I look to the wiry hair guy, and I tell him, I look at him and just say, "Can you leave for a minute?"
He looks to Santiago, and Santiago just flips him the bird. And he sighs and leaves.
Two of my friends just got captured by the guild. I want to get them back. Are you telling me that the Ortegas have no sway or no ability or power to get me the chance to go and talk to the guild and get them back?
The Ortegas have a lot of sway and power, but let's face it. How does this concern me? And why does this benefit me?
I'll do anything for you. I killed the Widow Weaver. I can do things.
It says progress. It does. It says progress. You have to understand this price is very, very hefty. And there are limitations to how I can get involved.
Any price can be paid.
You would think that. We have I guess you would say, experimentation project that we are doing. You would have to sign up for this experimentation.
Is it going to kill me?
You may not survive.
Okay.
It's possible.
Done.
Very well. Tell me about your friends.
And I explain who Tobias and I explain who Nemo are to the best of my ability. As I finish explaining, I say, "You cannot let anybody know I came to talk to you."
If there is anything I have learned in my time as part of the Ortegas, it's that family is everything. We are not the guild. We are Ortegas.
I pull out a bottle of whiskey from the bag. I set it out with 2 cups. I agree entirely.
You pour, he looks at the bottle of whiskey, he looks at the cups and says, "Where's the rest?"
I pour the 2 cups and then I slide the bottle over to him and I take the 2 cups for myself.
Yes! Yes, yes, yes! All right. I think we're going to end it here. The reason being, this did not go how I planned. But you did flip a black joker. And
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta let the cards fall where they fall. Things are real sour for our players. But next session, we should be bringing in new people. And what a time to bring in new people, right?
Oh my god!
Toby is
I guess.
captured. Toby is captured by Captain Asher. Freaking Nemo's in the coffin.
I'm
I
happy to see my fellow
have a new character
kidnappers.
next week, I think, right?
Hey, if Nemo wasn't afraid of the death marshals, as she has spent the last 2 days slowly suffocating in a never-ending hell where it always feels like your ribs are collapsing on yourself,
Yeah.
you definitely have a reason to be afraid of the death marshals now.
Yeah. I'll ask you later if I'm making a new character.
I mean, the coffin isn't permanent. There are ways to escape.
Cool. All
But
right.
yeah, this is going to be a good time to bring in new players. I had a plan. I took that plan and I put it in the fire and I burned it because now everything is not the direction I'm going, and I definitely need some time to bring in the new players and think about
Fair
this
enough.
just freaking foul ball that the
Yeah.
game has gone towards.
Welcome to D&D, dude. Roll
Yeah.
dice, play cards.
It was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Next week, Deanna will play a new character.
Yep.
You
I
can meet
am
them.
dead.
You can meet them next week.
Real this time.
Real quick, let's do some quick shout outs. I want to shout out to the Fiddler, Voidbound with a follow, Voidbound Radic with some bits, and Pando Playburr, I guess is how you might say that, with the follow as well. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening on Twisted Veil. If you enjoy the content that you're getting now, you can check us out here every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time as we play through this Through the Breach campaign here on Twisted Veil. You can see us on Mondays for Fate's End, which is our traditional homebrew Dungeons & Dragons 5e show, where you can see myself and Deanna on there.
I'm alive on that one.
Yes, still alive. Currently, we'll see. I don't know. Who knows about next week? Wednesday, tomorrow, you can find myself streaming with the squad for Curse of Strahd. We are on the 3rd episode, and I think we're going to get into some Mata Ava stuff next week. So it'll be a lot of fun times there. Fridays is Short Rest, which is where we take a break from our busy week. And right now, Lauren is playing some video games, and right now Lauren is playing through Man of Medan, which is a story-based cinematic kind of a game, similar to Until Dawn by the same creators, in fact. If you can support the show by following us here on Twitch, subscribing on YouTube, or following us on any of the socials and telling all your friends about the fun time you had tonight, seeing the party get completely separated and murdered. And of course you can subscribe and support us on Patreon. So, all that being said, we will see you all next week, and I'm going to launch us into a raid. So, everyone have a good weekend, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.